Today we're going to go check out 21st Century's newest offering. It's the Bounder 300M. They're finally selling a chair that is actually Medicare billable. Well, we've made it out here to check out this new wheelchair. Just waiting for them to show up, and I think it's going to be really awesome. This chair is set up for 6.1 miles an hour. You can do a couple different upgrades to get more speed, but this thing, I don't know, I really like it. It's got a pretty short wheelbase. The ride quality is really good. It does have air-filled tires on it, which is going to help out a little bit. All right, so first impressions. The ride quality is very good on this thing. It does have drive chains though instead of belts, which you get a little bit more noise, but you're also not going to get them slipping in any way. You can see the drive chains here. With a little bit of running around that I did, the suspension on that chair is very good. Now, it does have air-filled tires, or at least the one they brought out does, which is going to improve the ride quality a little bit. But I think even with the standard flat-free or foam-filled tires, it's still going to have really good suspension. The batteries are clear on the back of the chair. There's a track that allows them to slide out. You just flip a switch and the battery box is right there. And having that weight that far back, I think makes a big difference. Also, each rear wheel has its own independent suspension. I did a little bit of running around and testing. I ran over some drains, I ran over some bumps at full speed, and to be honest, it really wasn't that big of a deal. Normally when I hit something that has a pretty good bump to it, I need to slow down because the jostling is going to be an issue. But this thing handled it very well. Another thing I noticed is the power seat actuators on it are very fast. Now, some people may want to have them slowed down. Me personally, I want those things moving as fast as possible. For example, say you have your feet up and you're watching TV or something. Someone knocks on the door or your phone rings and you have to like put your legs down, tilt your chair back, turn around and go over there. This thing will go through its full angle of tilt in like 3.5 seconds. It's super quick. I knew it was loud, but it was a little louder than I thought. My ears ringing. So it has a horn. Really, to be honest, this chair reminds me more of a piece of industrial equipment as far as its build quality goes. It's a serious heavy-duty machine, and I really feel like it's going to last a long time for people that use a power chair very heavily and go outside. It navigates over the grass, no problem. You can negotiate little bumps. No big deal whatsoever. It does have anti-tippers on the back, so you don't have to worry about that. The wheelbase on it is fairly short, but that allows you to maneuver inside of a building a little bit easier. All right, so we have center mount footrests as an option. They are power, so they will tilt up. We've got LED lights. How many lumens are these lights?
1,800 lumens per headlight.
1,800 lumens per headlight, so that's a pretty solid amount of light coming out of there. Are the air-filled tires an option, or are those the... Okay. Do they come with foam-filled ones? Okay, gotcha. With as heavy duty as this chair is, it's definitely not going to be for everyone. But in my case, it's a completely different ballpark. This thing is, like I said, it's seriously industrially built. You're not going to be bending the frame. You're not going to be breaking stuff. I was a bit skeptical about the chain drive. To be honest, I would rather have a cogged belt setup or a chain belt like they use on motorcycles, where you just sort of have a rubber or Kevlar belt that has ribs in it. But the chain has proven reliable for these guys, so I mean, it's probably not going to be an issue. Yeah, so we've got independent rear wheel suspension, and running around over there hitting that drain and some of the other bumps, it's basically like they're not even there. I mean, you can tell you hit something, but it's not jarring in any way. Something that's a little bit bigger sized and may not fit as well in smaller environments, to me, is going to be completely fine. The suspension's important, the speed's important, the ability to have lighting, something that's reliable, and the chair is so modular. I mean, there's no gearboxes to wear out. You basically just have the motors, the brakes, the chains, and free spinning wheels. And it's pretty simple. I mean, I don't know how many power chairs I've had to have the motor and drive units replaced just because the gearbox wears out. Motor's still fine, but these, everything just bolts on. It's super simple. And to me, when things are designed with simplicity and reliability, is really all I'm looking for. This particular unit has the seat elevator on it. That is an option. And we've got group 24 batteries in here, so pretty decent amount of capacity. What's the average range, do you think?
18 to 22 miles.
18 to 22, okay. Yeah, so that's a pretty solid amount of range compared to things that have much smaller batteries. And there's our horn add-on. That's that thing that I scared myself with a minute ago. But yeah, it's a pretty basic design. Looks pretty solid. And yeah, I think this is a great addition to the line of products they're selling now. Oh wow, that's if there ever was hot swappable capabilities, I think this is where we're at. Nice. So you just pull up on the latch and it slides right out. Awesome. But yeah, overall, this is a completely different class of chair. I was trying to decide if I wanted to get the Rovi X3, still a very awesome chair, but it's kind of in a different class. This bounder it's just different. It's hard to explain. But just look at the pictures of it. You can see how everything's big and beefy. The bearings are huge. The caster forks are huge. Everything's modular and bolts on and off. Everything's adjustable. And they'll build anything custom pretty much that you need. That's kind of their thing. They build one-off chairs specifically tailored to that person. Overall though, in my opinion, I think this is the type of chair that I need. It's really heavy duty. There's a few little trade-offs. With it being rear-wheel drive, it's not going to maneuver in and out of doorways and hallways nearly as easily. But with the suspension and the rugged construction, I think it's going to be worth it. The chain drive, like I said, makes a little bit of noise, but it's not going to be a deal breaker whatsoever. The one thing is, though, the click of the brakes is very loud. If you are someone that is annoyed by that clicking sound, these chairs, the brakes are extremely loud. That's how it is with pretty much all their models. You get a really high functional brake though. I mean, when that thing's clamped on, you're not moving anywhere. They finally have some really nice lighting options available too. I forget how many lumens he said. I'll have to go back through the footage and look, but it comes with LED headlights. There's 2 lights on each side, and there's also LED lights built into the frame on the back. That is an added option. I'm not sure how much it costs. 21st Century Scientific is usually pretty reasonable when it comes to add-ons like that, but they are extremely bright. The base model chair is Medicare billable, so if you have health insurance that works off of Medicare codes, which most all of them do, the basic chair is going to be covered. If you want to upgrade to the higher speed motors, I think it was somewhere around $1,600, $1,700 for the upgrade if you want to go like 11 or 12 miles an hour, which in my case, I will probably do that. I'm probably not going to go for the seat elevator because that winds up adding maybe 2 or 3 inches to the overall height of the chair, and I like my chairs to sit as close to the ground as possible. But I'm probably going to go with the air-filled tires, the headlights, the high-speed motor package and controls, the aftermarket horn, which is extremely loud. And it is interesting to note that you still have the basic horn in addition to the really loud one. I'm also probably going to go with the center mount power leg rests as well, because they're basically aimed at rehab seating. They're not marketing this chair or really selling it as one that has static or van seating. That's not how this one's set up. They're going after the market for people that need rehab. At the very minimum, power tilt and power recline. One question, I suppose, is would this Bounder 300M replace my off-road chair? And the answer to that is no. While it does go through grass and is pretty good off-road and in uneven terrain, it's not quite the same thing. It would be an everyday use chair that has a little bit more capability of being able to handle, bigger bumps and uneven terrain and things like that. With the shorter wheelbase that it has and how tall the thing is, I would be a little bit concerned, about cross slopes or trying to climb big dirt hills or grassy hillsides or things like that. But I think it would be a good compromise between a standard slow, like say for example the Quantum Q6 Edge. That's sort of a basic indoor chair. Doesn't really do good in grass or anything like that. But this 300M Bounder would be a great compromise. You're able to go a few more places. There are a few little trade-offs, but it's not by any means an off-road chair, but it is capable of moving through the grass, over curbs, little bumps, things like that without too much of a problem.